the bomb and moving towards the A bomb site themselves. There are 3 players for Astralis ready and waiting.
Get right, the utility man. He looks like he's about to deploy a smoke grenade. Kevlar for the rest of the squad. So there's a smoke to isolate some players towards the arch position, I think. Indeed it is. Library has been separated. Rez will go for the 1 versus 1, very easily taken care of by Device, and Magisk will be hitting the first bullet as well. Headshots galore as far as Astralis are concerned. Ninjas in Pajamas have a lot to do with Dennis. Now, he's a man who we used to talk about a lot with pistols, but this is a really bad situation. Now they know where he is. Crossfire is pretty much guaranteed. It's 1 versus 4, and he may be peeking into 2 or 3 players at the same time. See the off angles being held. Trying to engage someone. He wants a 1 versus 1. He's about to get one. Defects his load, gets taken out, but there is...
At the beginning of the round, as often we will see for CT sides for the extra utility. And now Astralis have they have better map control. They will soon to have full vision of Banana. So NiP must take top middle, and it must be successful.
Dupree could get caught, and he will eliminate it immediately by Get Right. 1 shot to the head, and dead. 3 players moving up the arch position, but they've got an AUG to deal with. Magisk with the scope, resetting the situation, moving around double stack at long range. Good for 3 kills. Marvelous hold from him. Dennis and Forest remain 2 versus 3. Still some advantages because they're up against SMGs in their entirety. Astralis must be careful if they look to swap a weapon out. Now the pit has been taken control of. There are no smokes here for the T side. Then it's very well positioned, but maybe took too much damage. 8 HP now in his 2 versus 2.
He does have Forest alive with him though, who is full on HP. But with the lack of utility, that's slightly annoying. However, the site does offer a lot of coverage. Oh, very important 1v1 there for Forest, but he'll lose it against the...
Played in order of purchase. So, Ninjas in Pajamas with a focus. Oh, they're going to have a burst. I think Forest is going to throw a pop flash for his teammates. Dupree will avoid it, though, but he can't avoid 3 players going through the smoke. A complete change of pace by Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, this is really nice. I like how NiP are working with the basics here. And good frag onto Magisk, but Device from the pit position might be troublesome to deal with. How do they get rid of him? Molotov will help, but the smoke is there to answer it, as Device now can dodge around and be an absolute nuisance. If he can find any more picks from this position, that will be terrifying. And they know that he's there still, and they still get the bomb down regardless. As Device goes for the peaks, hits the legs of Forest. Now down to Glaive, who so far has been having a great game, but... You know, as you say, like if they can get to at least around the 5-round mark, they should be okay to still have a pretty damn competitive Inferno game. However, look at the amount of damage that NiP has received. Every single player has received pretty significant damage. That's not bad. Obviously, Astralis' utility usage, their play behind smokes is pretty excellent.
It's so awesome how far we've come in Counter-Strike just in terms of the usage of utility. I was about to say, well, a more successful push with a smoke on arch this time for Ninjas in Pajamas, and it more or less is. It's 1 for 1, but they have more position in this. Last time they didn't get an opportunity to use it, but now they can wrap the B bomb site. Is the trade there? Apex falling off. Can't really fire his gun onto Rez, and now there's a chance. Forest, they know Forest is probably in CT, so there's not so much Astralis can do. You see the money, and this is where the problems are. These Magisk and Dupree are very likely resigned to saving in this situation to be able to put up a fight and stop the bleeding and the rounds to come. So, again, we saw some of these opportunities in previous rounds. They didn't work out for Ninjas in Pajamas, but it's not too late in this half. And they've got just their 2nd round on the board on the way. Really rough start for Ninjas in Pajamas against Astralis.
Yeah, this is the first round where they're actually getting just trades in the way that it's supposed to kind of work on the T side. Because in so many other rounds, it's like you said, you know, they managed to get a kill, but then you look at sort of where the dust, like when the dust is settled, you look
towards A Dupree with half his health again. There's more utility for Astralis, but they have... Maybe it's going to be a slow take, but that smoke that's up the top is going to be very important. Glaive spraying, and that's going to cost him. Zipex is in a vulnerable position as well, but of course it's Rez to try and make a difference and get taken out. 4 versus 3, though. It's working out for Ninjas in Pajamas. There's plenty of time on the clock, and Astralis are very, very stretched at this point. Yeah, they may have to consider their options now for the next round.
Yes, it finally feels like something's gone right for NiP here. They've managed to find themselves on the right end of the fortune Get right, getting, you know, spray kill through the smoke, through the woods, top banana for the second kill on banana, and they just cut noise. And this is really cool because, you know, sometimes you may think, oh, you know, why don't they just run into the site? They don't know if it's the case that Astralis had an extra player on the bomb site. They don't want to rush things. They have a man advantage situation working for them in Device, whipping that shot. Going with the second one, though. Does he go in for more? Will be smoked back, and Magis will creep forwards. There's a gap in that smoke. I don't know if that's going to be... Yeah, Magic's going to abuse this. Going to go straight through it, but Forest has him covered.
1 versus 2 for Device. Walking into a crossfire. Drop the flash, that will be heard. Now they know exactly where he is. He's got the chain flash with him, but he's doing the best he can. Oh, Dennis trying to flank him. And that's a crossfire not working out, but Forest will get the final frag. Really important that they... Yeah, I think it's, again, they had a few chances to make a difference, and they finally managed to do that. And actually trying to sneak down mid, got caught as they walked into the bench. Unfortunate timing for them. They don't want to lose both these pistols. That would be somewhat disastrous, especially against Astralis. Rez still making his way down. I don't think he was detected, it seems. Oh, no, Glaive looking at a 6 now. I think he's going to see him just about. Rez trying to make a play, but it's all about these headshots. A P250 for Dupree. It's not often that you see a P250 on the T side of Inferno. A lot of closer ranges, so I think many teams will prefer everyone to have Kevlar or grenades, but here is one for Dupree. It's done the job so far. One headshot for him, and this is looking really bad. It may be a short game of Inferno if NiP lose this pistol. Pistol rounds don't have the implications that they used to have, but for Astralis to win both pistols, I think, still has strong implications.
Yeah, I like how Device baited out Forest for the peak, sort of outmaneuvered him, committed him to a wide swing. And you may think, you know, what does that mean? Sometimes the way that you're moving in these engagements around cover, if the other person's looking for the engagement, and in that case Forest was, you know, they're down players, you need to find a 1v1. And you need to confidently take it and win it. And that's just a play that you have to make. And so I think Device kind of was able to sort of suggest that he was going to keep taking that fight, and then Forest was pushed into the open with a swing. Dennis able to trade 1 kill back, but it's more about money than anything else at this point for Dennis, picking up some extra kills, but it'll only be the
couple of bomb planted again, or maybe it's very close, but either way, that's how you're going to win that round. Otherwise, you're going to lose the round, basically, and be at game points.
NiP this time have had to go down to FAMAS to try to have more utility, and he get right with a respectable rifle. Though I shouldn't disparage the FAMAS. And the fan most of the time. You can see that Astralis is just waiting for the pushes. They know that NiP are in a desperate spot, and they're taking full advantage of that. So now that there's a minute left and 2 picks have been made, Astralis can start to think about coming together as a team to ferry that bomb towards a planting position. A and B are still both great options at this point. Doesn't really matter where they go, honestly. As long as they do it together, they'll be fine. And there's a quick pop flash play, and another frag unanswered by Astralis. And this is the slowest of bleeds. But NiP will be bleeding out. However, there is still play in this series, of course. This is just the first map. But this is not a great start for NiP.
Good thing it's best of 3. Rez now, enough about Dan. It is pistol time. Ninja the Pajamas got 4 men on Kevlar. Get Right is going to have the smoke and diffuse kit. DAP style. His signature utility on a CT side of a pistol. Glaive and Dupree will be the grenade men for Astralis. They are the aggressors on this occasion. 3 towards B, 2 towards A for Ninjas in Pajamas. Then we'll spot one towards the toilet, and now he's dead.
He has been robbed of his life. Lecro on the bomb site now looking to defend, do a better job, but he can't. Nice shot from Magisk. And these Glocks have done some good damage onto this A bomb site. Nice frag from Forest to try and make it slightly easier, but Magisk will just make it harder again. So CTs are locked out of position. And this is pretty much how the first two pistols went as well on Inferno. Rez with one frag, but that might be it here unless... No, actually, Magisk, his reign of tyranny has been put to a halt for now. Rez has really got a lot of time against him. Does have the smokes. Oh my god, pulling the grenade out in the open. They're very strong at just dealing, like if they have an advantage, they're very good at leveraging that advantage and converting it into a round win. But here we get the double orbs coming in from NiP. But a fast round from Astralis, fast contact into the B-bomb site. Forest gets the opening pick. Great grenade damage coming in from NiP as well, making life quite difficult for Astralis. And that is absolutely what you wanted to see. Astralis trying to punish this big buy of NiP with a fast timing, but it has failed categorically.
Glaive and Zipex remain. Glaive through Monster, Zipex outside, and Glaive will join him as they venture towards a short B position. A pop flash for Zipex to have a look to try and get something out of this. He hasn't gone for the deep peek just yet, and Dennis can still see, goes for the wide peek himself, and there are 4 players alive for Ninjas in Pajamas, and just Glaive again. It's a question of damage at this point. NiP, I mean, Astralis at this point have probably 3 buys in a row if they lose every round, even by wipeouts, because the loss bonus will start to rise. So Ninjas in Pajamas, they need to survive in the numbers. This is very important for them. Glaive has 1 minute to frag as many people as possible, so he is in no rush. There is a flank, however, and Dennis looking to shoot him from the back. But get right.
The team strategy, the team execution, the coordination, the spacing, the trades. But as you get to the later portions of the round, you get to these after plans, then it becomes much more about the individuals, the plays that they make, and the timings that they find, and the duels that they win. But we're not really getting as much to that point. It's often that the rounds are kind of over before we enter that kind of that phase.
That flashbang was supposed to bounce off the right-hand side of the lamp to flash people who are holding an exit of connector. Rez will hold down his position for now. That's a very important third frag. The aim is so awesome to watch with Rez. The adjustment was so quick, and it needed to be. This is exactly what NiP needed. 5 versus 2 situation, and Rez looking to do some more. Won't take that fight to the death, looking for a second player. So great awareness, not getting too excited with the frags. We'll go back eventually, though. Maybe there was a flash from a teammate, but that one didn't quite work out. They still don't know where the other player is carrying the bomb. That's Zipex. He's inside the toilets. And they will look to do a 2-man split of the A site.
It looked 2 guys didn't have helmets there. That's Rez killed, and Zipex doesn't have a helmet either, which is quite strange. Either way, Dupree will try to take his aggression there onto the bomb site. It's only Zipex with any success, though, but he needs a lot more than that. Oh, I don't think he has time. You feel like perhaps there's a world where they could have got way more rounds on their CT side. So there is life in the old dog yet, and NiP looking to close this one out 7-8, which, again, all things considered, pretty damn good. Oh my god, the drive-by. Okay, this is laboured. Forest has to save the day. These Deagles, though, from Magisk are phenomenal. And now it's... What the hell just happened, James? Why is Dennis alone in a 1 versus 4?
That's quite a shocker. This is surely irretrievable. Forced to walk through the smoke as well. Dupree will see the barrel of the gun. That will be enough for 9 rounds.
Effectively, you know, half by at the end. It's not too fun either. So they've lost every pistol in dramatic fashion. Will this be the same?
Maybe, maybe not. This might be an important duel around the short B position. Magisk falling back to an almost crossfire situation, but a nice one tap from him. Early advantages for Astralis in the second pistol of this game. Maybe the last one of the series. Who knows? 3 Glocks for Ninjas in Pajamas. Get Right still sitting on a lot of utility, but where and how can they use it? Forest taking a shot short B, being jump peeked, it seems. 2 CTs per site. It's all about the headshots. No P250s for Ninjas in Pajamas, at least on the remainder. I think this was a map of good range for a P250, but perhaps they have priority in different things. Flashbangs will allow Forest to creep towards Optimus, looking wide, getting exposed to Zipex will take him out. They'll get a bomb plant in the smoke at the very least, but this is not looking good for them. They can change quickly, but they've got to find these frags. 2 versus 4. Running out of bullets in the magazine. Just 2 bullets left for Rez, and he will be the last man to fall. And we're looking at double figures for Astralis.
So 4 pistol rounds, 4 pistol victories for Astralis. At least NiP got the bomb. Surely, James. Just 1 Galil instead of 1 AK here for the additional nades. But no,
Yeah, I feel like you need to have something prepared for a round such as this. They're less than ideal rounds because they do happen, and if you can prepare for them with a certain amount of utility, then that can go a long way. 2 smokes and a flash. They will try to use the numbers. I love that push we saw from Astralis with 4 players in the monster position. Look how they're creeping, almost grab walking. Get right, gets taken out. They're trying to swarm now, but the swarm is somewhat slow. It's stunted. And again, I feel like this is very on the fly, and the flies are being swatted at the moment.
Yeah, it's difficult because they left the bomb towards T spawn, whilst 4 players are pushing into the bomb site, which means that it kind of seems like it's not very well thought through, just because you're living and dying by that B bomb site push. Because there's no utility. Yeah, you're 100% committed. So you might as well have the bomb with the push there. And instead, the lurker has to go back to get the bomb, which is not ideal. So it just seems like the plan for the rounds doesn't quite make sense in some of these cases. So there's just so much that's not going in NiP's favor, and also at the same time, it feels like they are out of ideas. Especially if they're buying up so many AKs and no utility, you're basically making it so that you don't have options. If there's no utility, there's no options on Overpass. Overpass, you need utility. It gives you a lot if you have it, but if you don't, you're just subject to this. Device can just freely peek you because there's no smokes, there's no flashes, there's no Molotovs, there's no a way to trade him.
I don't think Astralis have ever felt threatened in this entire series, which going into further matches is just going to have them brimming with confidence, which is not a good sign for anybody else in this tournament. So this is quite terrifying to see. A flying Device trying to finish things off has not really baited a shot just yet from Dennis, who definitely knows he's there. It's a big pre-fire from Dennis, and he has a lot to do. He's collected the bomb. 3 players. They know exactly where he is. This is a great example of when there's only 1 player left, you can take hyper-aggressive positions because you know it's safe to do so. You can see Magisk with an off-angle in, connector hasn't been spotted just yet.